Hello friends, this week's craft is a moving skeleton hand. Everything that you need is in the bag except for a pair of scissors. So inside the bag you should find a black sheet of paper. You're going to need scissors, 2 straws, 5 pieces of string, and a pencil. The only other item not shown in the video is a small roll of tape. That should also be in your bag. You're going to take your black sheet of paper and your pencil. You're going to put your hand in the middle of your paper. Make sure you include part of your wrist, and then you're going to take the pencil and draw along your wrist and your hand. Make sure your fingers are separated so that you'll be able to move your skeleton hand. After you've traced along all of your fingers, take your scissors and cut along the line that you drew. Now you're going to need your cut-out hand, the 2 straws, and your roll of tape. You're going to take the straws and you're going to add your bones. You have 3 bones in each of your fingers and 2 bones in your thumb. Use your hand to cut the length of the straw to about the length of each of your fingers between the joints. The joints are the parts that bend. So you should have a really small piece for the tip of your finger, a middle-sized piece for the middles of the fingers, and a longer piece for the last 3rd bone that connects to your knuckles. You're going to cut 2 smaller pieces for your thumb. You've got 1 small piece at the tip of your thumb and 1 in the middle that connects to your thumb knuckle. Now that we've cut all of our finger bones, we're going to take the tape and we're going to cut a piece for each of the bones. You're going to need 14 pieces of tape. You can cut these ahead of time and lay them along the table and pick them up as you need them, or you can cut them as you go. You're going to place the tape over the straw bone and then adhere it in the proper place on your hand cutout. Remember, just like in your hand, there is a piece of bone in between each joint, and the joints are the part of the hand that bend. Your skeleton hand should look something like this. Now we're going to cut the straws to make the bones of the hand. You're going to cut 4 bones that are the length of the back of your hand. And you're going to cut one that's about half that length for your thumb. Our thumb sticks out from the side of our fingers. We call this an opposable thumb. It allows us to grasp and grab things. Other animals with opposable thumbs include gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, and all kinds of varieties of apes. But did you know that also certain frogs, koalas, pandas, possums, and opossums have opposable thumbs that allow them to grip items? Most birds have some kind of opposable digit as well, although they have fewer toes than we do. And it's believed that many dinosaurs had opposable digits as well. You're going to then take your tape. You can either cut 5 pieces ahead of time or cut the tape as you go, right below your finger bones. Now that all of your bones are taped down to your cut out hand, you're going to take the paper fingers and fold them in between each piece of bone where your joints are in your hand. This will help our skeleton hand to bend easily when we apply the tendons. Those are the strings. So go ahead and fold each finger between the joints slightly. When you're done, your hand should look a little something like this. Now we're going to take these strings. These strings are representing our tendons. We have extensor tendons, which run across the top of our hands. We also have flexor tendons. These run across our palm and our forearm. When our muscles pull those tendons, it allows our hands to grasp things. Now we're going to take our thread. You may need to cover the end of the string with a small piece of tape to be able to thread it through our straw bones, but you're going to go ahead and thread the string through each of the finger bones. You can either do this from the tip of the finger down or from the palm up. We tried from the tip down and it was a little bit harder, so we switched and we went from the palm up. However you thread your tendon string through your hand, you want to end up with the longest piece hanging down by your wrist. Once you get your thread to the tip of the finger, you're going to want to tie a loose knot to keep the thread from coming back down through the straw. If your knot isn't holding your string in place, feel free to place a bit of tape on top of the thread at the tip of the finger. We are building the hand with the flexor tendons so that our hand will be able to make a gripping motion. Did you know that the human hand is made up of 29 bones, which are connected by 29 joints? Your fingers are controlled by 34 muscles. But none of these are actually in your fingers or the palms of your hand. They're in your forearm. Isn't that crazy? Each hand has 123 ligaments. That's pretty much what makes up your entire hand. What else makes your hands so special? Your hands are able to carry the entire weight of the human body on just the fingertips. Also, did you know that about a quarter of your brain is devoted to nothing but controlling your hand muscles? Hand-eye coordination is a complex brain activity that allows us to connect our visual and motor skills. So when you see something, your hands are able to react to whatever you're seeing. Hand-eye coordination is especially important for the development of our brains and academic success, but it's also an important skill that adults use countless times on a daily basis. Hand-eye coordination is essential for playing sports. You've been doing it your whole life and didn't even know it. Go ahead and pull gently on each of the tendons to make sure there's no loose thread inside your bones. Notice how when you pull the thread, the finger that the thread is attached to tries to curl up. When you're done, your hand should look something like this. This is what the inside of the palm of your hand looks like. Go ahead and pull on the strings to make your fingers move. Remember, we love making crafts with you. Have a peaceful week.